until my research is complete. I'd better learn to hide my true. What about my thirst for blood?
Y bueno, amigos, hola, ¿qué tal? Aquí les traigo la segunda parte, el segundo directo. Y pues sean todos bienvenidos al stream, y a los que vean después de que se transmita el gameplay. Espero que la primera parte les haya gustado. Y pues estamos en la habitación, ya hemos llegado a... con el doctor. Y estamos pues en nuestra base de operaciones, donde vamos a investigar.
The flower is dying. It needs water.
It needs water. Pues vamos a investigar lo que realmente les pasó a él, pues a nuestro personaje principal, al doctor. ¿Qué hay aquí? El mensaje de Doctor Swansea. No tenemos toda la noche, a ver qué pasa.
Yes,
ya tan rápido.
How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
Una crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply
Espero que no sean de las guerras
nearly
infinitas.
depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
No hay nada aquí, no se puede encontrar esta habitación. Ningún tipo de...
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war and now this epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
Muy bien, muy bien.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
Ahí nos vemos. Primera misión en el hospital. Ok. Vamos hacia allá. ¿Por dónde salimos? Pues por donde entramos, ¿no? Doctor Reed. Pues no nos dejaron descansar. Creo que necesitan más muestras, ¿no? Documentos más útiles. Pues vamos a donde nos mandó la enfermera. Okay. Yo quiero, a lo mejor, si todo sale bien como lo tengo planeado, pues jugaremos Atlas también, pero yo quiero jugar Atlas con cámara, o sea, que me estén viendo en el directo y puedan ver mis reacciones a los momentos incómodos. Okay,
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Ok, vamos a entrar ahí. Y de nuevo, gracias por acompañarnos en el stream. Espero lo disfruten, amigos. No olviden de dejar su like. Y de comentar algo. Vamos allá. Ok, a ver, disculpen la tardanza. A ver. Aquí. Más material. Hay como 3 lugares, 4 o 5. Bienvenidos al stream los que están llegando. Apenas vamos empezando. Ok, tenemos que buscar ingredientes médicos. La está cerrada hace mucho, dice la enfermera, ¿no? Por ahora nada. Aquí está cerrado. Necesitamos una llave. Oh, oh. Es un mutante.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop.
Se
Must be the
parece
same
al William
strain.
Bishop.
This sickness moves faster than influenza.
Ah, sí, se ataca con el triángulo para aturdirlos, ok. Vamos por acá.
This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
Ya encontramos la llave del sótano. Oh, oh. Bien.
Balls of Mars. Fortifiers.
Bolas
As
de
popular
Marte.
as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
¿Qué más hay aquí? Otro cadáver. Parece que no hay nada más. Pues sí, también eso es útil. A ver, aquí la puerta que no abrimos ahorita. Primero antes de ir al sótano. Ah, no, esa es la salida. Al parecer es la salida. ¿Cómo vamos a ver? Estamos viendo los 5. Sean bienvenidos al stream. Me equivoqué, ahora me tengo que regresar. A ver. Otro poquito de carga, lo siento. Si tengo tiempo después de esto vamos a ir a Twitch a jugar a Plague Tales. Lo siento, he estado un poco ocupado, por eso no he podido traer los directos como lo tenía planeado. Pero aquí estamos, la segunda parte. Si se puede, una hora y media para darle un poquito de tiempo también a Plague Tales. Ahora sí vamos al sótano. Está abierto. Bueno.
These
Otro.
skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not able.
Oh, se defendió. Bien. A ver si no hay más. Sí, sí hay más. No son muy rápidos, ¿no? Bien. Listo. Bienvenidos a los que se están conectando al stream. Espero lo disfruten. A ver. Parece que esa es otra salida. Es para acá. Oh, oh. Más enemigos. Muy bien, este sí los esquivó. Aquí qué hay. Esa es la otra puerta. Aquí hay un cuerpo. Hay una nueva investigación de ciudadanos. Presiona para abrir el menú, investigar los locales. Ok. Esta es la investigación.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this.
Tenemos que ver lo que está mal en el reporte.
Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps?
Sobredosis de drogas.
The chest was originally opened to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened.
Le abrieron el pecho.
Multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman.
Un marino.
A puncture over the left lung, possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful. Signs of internal bleeding.
Sangrado interno.
Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed, causing the patient's death. And then he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked.
Muy bien. Y aquí sigue
It's
cerrado,
locked,
¿no?
all right.
Aquí es la entrada donde dije que pensé que iba a ir para afuera. Ok. Vamos hacia enfrente. Aquí está la última. Oh, oh. Nivel 7. Son dos. Genial. Dame sangre. Necesito recargar estamina. Bien. No me vas a poder tú. Oh, el otro. Estamos bien, estamos bien. Bien. Eso es todo. Ya lo terminamos. Listo.
These skulls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting.
Tomar sangre. ¿Y aquí? ¿Nada? Bueno, a ver... Por acá. La analizamos. Fabricamos eso. ¿Podemos mejorar algo? No. ¿Pistola? Todavía no. Ese sí. ¿Qué? ¿La estaca? Pues la estaca. Bien. ¿Esto? ¿Cómo las coloco? A ver si puedo... No. Le falta más. Oh, me equivoqué. A ver. A ver, ¿es esto? Encontramos una pista de él. Y pues aquí está el otro. Así lo vamos a tener por ahora. A ver qué sigue. Ya encontramos todos los ingredientes al parecer. Esto es Arkham Asylum otra vez. 92 metros. Está la pista, arriba. Oh, oh. Bien, ya no hay nada más. Vamos a buscar primero lo de la pista. Oh, oh, ahí hay otro. Ahora sí salimos. Ok. Vamos a ver. Cuánto más se tarda en cargarse. Y pues... por aquí, ¿qué más hay? Nada. Es de frente entonces. Norton Rift.
Blundering idiot.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Vamos a darle
Yes,
las
doctor?
cosas.
Exactly how bad is the supply situation here at Pembroke?
It really depends. Dr. Swansea deftly works his society contacts for monies, but with the quarantine, well,
Otra
we're in
cuarentena.
God's hands.
Buen juego para jugar en este momento, ¿no?
Please, could you point me in the direction of the morgue again?
It's the large boarded-up building behind the hospital. You can't miss it. The key I gave you will open the small back door to it.
Why then do you
estos.
always work the nights? Don't you ever sleep?
At the Pembroke, we're always hands on deck.
Siempre están trabajando.
Your dedication to the Pembroke does you credit, Nurse Crane, but when do you sleep?
We
Cuando
staff
duerme.
get our sleep when we can, Doctor. Nursing is a vocation, not the labor of a journeyman.
Está
Lack
dedicada a
of
su
sleep
trabajo.
and the medical profession always ends in disaster. I've witnessed many a colleague succumb to stimulants to fight exhaustion. Drugs were as deadly as bullets in the trenches.
London's trenches start here at Pembroke Hospital. We are on the front line, make no mistake.
Y pues vamos a ver.
That's all for now, Nurse Crane, thank you.
Pues tenemos que ir a confrontar a este de la pista. Ah, por aquí no es. Es por acá, el otro lado. ¿Se supone que es aquí?
At least that mistress of the dump stop following me.
Está detrás de mí. ¿Qué es esto?
If Pembroke is still standing after this epidemic.
Será un milagro. Estará dentro de la habitación entonces. Es lo único que pienso. En esta habitación de aquí.
I'm so tired. Will this shift never end?
Ah,
I cannot enter.
lo cerraron de repente. Dice que está afuera. Bueno, vamos a la otra misión, que está por acá. Confen. Rogarle. Vamos a la principal y luego a la secundaria a ver. ¿Qué es lo que tengo que hacer? A ver. No, no hay nada para hacer. El tratamiento pues está aquí, ¿que no? No entiendo. Pues se supone que tengo que hacerlo aquí y no tengo nada que hacer. A ver, otra vez. Pues las armas no son aquí. Es reciclaje, tiene que estar aquí. Tratamiento para la... Creo que lo usé mal. Tratamiento para la falange. Faltan solución de 3D solo. No falta más de eso. Oh, ahí así lo podemos encontrar.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been
Colegas.
informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swans's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Su vida en Londres. ¿Tiene algún
If
problema
you have
conmigo?
a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Aren't you too old for such jealousy? It really won't do you any good, you know.
Don't be ridiculous, Dr. Reed. A simple glance is enough for me to know you have nothing for me to envy.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say
A ver,
I'm tired
platícanos.
of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you
Negligencia.
talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Es una pista.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money,
El
fame,
motivo.
or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want
Pues-
you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
Este vato tiene mucho ego, ¿no? He salvado muchas vidas, él conoce. Es nuestra primera arma, no hay motivos para justificar ante usted mis acciones. Digo que
This
esta,
is
¿no?
ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid
Ay,
this
qué
kind of
bárbaro.
accusation instead of facing reality.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on
En eso
something.
tengo que estar de acuerdo con él. Y parece que Reed también. Presiona para obtener detalles. Ah, todavía no lo puede hipnotizar al parecer.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Se supone que tiene que estar aquí, ¿que no?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
Jonathan
I've
Reed.
already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Órale. Subida a Londres.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack
Esa
everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Language.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not?
¿Por qué
I've
no?
already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
Bueno,
So what do you do exactly in
violencia,
this
¿no?
hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long,
hace
I
mucho
guess.
tiempo.
I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
¿Cómo está la situación sanitaria? Suena como si hubiera pasado momentos difíciles.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing in. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital. That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Since you're on the
Misión.
front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous when
Desastre.
there's some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
Muy bien. Pregunta personal. Todavía no se puede.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Órale. Raza. ¿Cómo lo podemos comprar? Con eso yo creo, ¿no? Eso lo puedo vender. Con eso. Oh, ahí está. A ver, ¿cuál era la pista?
Good evening,
A
sir.
ver, hable.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us.
¿Qué nos
I
tiene
can't
que
give you
decir?
any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember.
Otro tippets.
I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
La vida cambia, ¿no?
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are
Mejor
used to
de London
working
no
in a
lo
better
es,
environment.
como diría Yoda. A ver...
It's not exactly the best situation in London either. I can't
Pues
have
no.
expected this hospital to be prepared for what was to come.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Esperanza.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But
Como en
during
todo.
this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Personalidad positiva.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Y
Any
en esta
opinion
época
about
no
the
les
manager?
permitían hacer muchas cosas a las
I don't always
mujeres.
agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Que saliera de su oficina.
For
Explica de sus
Cora, I
errores.
want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient.
Murió debido a
Died
un
because
error
of
mío.
my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
Naturaleza del error. ¿Por qué no ejercer quién era él?
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the
El diagnóstico fue
administered dosage
incorrecto.
was too strong.
¿Quién era
Who
él?
was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks, maybe a fisherman.
Un
I had no
pescador.
time to talk with him. No one claimed a body.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad?
¿Por qué no?
I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
Esperemos y siga con sus buenas prácticas, doctor.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Muy bien, era él al que teníamos que interrogar. Pero ya tenemos que nos suministre algunas armas. Pero la misión principal es lo que me... Tengo que volver al sótano para conseguir más o cómo le voy a hacer, no sé. Es que no debía ser este. No lo puedo desmontar. Oh, era otro más.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Interroga, bueno. Tengo que interrogar a la enfermera, pero bueno, voy a regresar a donde estaba la otra habitación para ver si hay más suministros.
It's locked.
Está sellado. Creo que por aquí no era. ver. A ver aquí.
It's locked, all right.
Otro que está sellado. Es un lugar inmenso. También está cerrado por ahí. Encontré la habitación del doctor, el que nos reclutó. Bueno, vamos a subir los poderes. Perfecto. Quedó poquito. Realmente no sé por dónde ir. Si encuentro lo que se necesita por aquí de casualidad. Encontré el lugar, a ver si encuentro más suministros de casualidad. Para ir hacia afuera, no queremos eso por ahora. Reloj. Oh.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop.
Genial.
Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
Repitió el mismo diálogo de ahorita. Hay un enemigo por aquí, ¿no? Porque se puso un guardia. Sí. Y luego esto. Ahí está. Él lo tenía. Ahora tenemos de más. No, era por aquí, era por acá. Ok, esto se puso un poquito complicado porque no debí usar ese componente antes de fabricar lo que tenía que fabricar. Sombra aquí. Acordé del Auron Play. Maldito Auron. A ver. Ahora sí. Bienvenidos al stream. Espero disfruten del gameplay y se la pasen muy bien. Vamos a fabricar una cura o algo así. Algo para la transfusión. Luego investigaremos al doctor en su fallo clínico. Está todo. Sí, era fatiga, ¿no? A ver. Confecciona el tratamiento para la fatiga. Listo. Y ahora vamos para abajo con la doctora Dorothy Crane. Ok. ¿Por qué me salió que aplastar el R? Todavía no conozco a estos.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor.
Listo.
Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this
Su
patient
primer
here needs
milagro.
immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Pasé por su oficina y me dijo, ahorita estoy ocupado. No quiero que me molesten. Hablar con Swansea. Ok. Vamos a ver si de casualidad en el camino nos encontramos a la doctora. Se miraba algo mayor. A ver. Ella no. Está enferma. Ella es paciente. Ahí está.
Perhaps I should have considered the offer from that Cadogan fellow.
Good evening, nurse. I'm
Good
Dr.
evening,
Jonathan
nurse.
Lee, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have
Qué
already
bueno que
read
no
about your
quería
new blood
pasar
transfusion
desapercibido.
technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
Es el futuro. Claro que es el futuro. Su vida a Londres.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least.
nadie dice que está bien las cosas. Podemos asumir que están muy mal. Sí. El enemigo invisible podría fracasar este hospital. Enemigos. Pues sí, los microorganismos.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Yo creo que sí, les vendría bien un descansito.
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
Se han resignado algunas enfermeras.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them? Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Pues como todos.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
Desembuche.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Pues fue de poca ayuda a usted, señorita. Ah, señora. Creo que ya no hay nada que preguntar por ahora.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Muy bien, ahora sí vamos con el que nos corrió de su oficina. Por aquí. Sobre el error médico. Pues si le acabamos de ver. Ahora sí, nos vas a dejar entrar.
Please, Jonathan, come in.
Pase. Adelante, mi amigo, adelante.
Fascinating, is it not? In the last
Ser
decade,
o no
so
ser.
many mysteries have been
Aniquilado.
brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and
Esa personalidad de personas me gusta, las curiosas, que les emociona cada cosa que encuentran. Creo que yo soy un poco así.
The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
Vamos, amigos, los que están viendo el stream, dejen su like, por favor. Así voy a traer más seguido los streams.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm,
Y si comentan en el chat también.
my condition defies scientific
Tenemos a 11 personas viendo,
unalive.
5 likes. Vamos.
Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The
Y
world's
bueno, a los
most
que acaban de
eminent
llegar les
specialist in
invito
blood
también a,
transfusions, a vampire.
después de terminar este
One might
stream,
say a
si
gift
no me
from
sale
heaven.
ningún otro plan, vamos a ir a Twitch, los invito a que pasen a Twitch y estén al pendiente de lo que hago ahí. Vamos a jugar a Plague Tales Innocence y vamos a ver lo que dice la ruleta. Sus palabras son un alivio, no es un regalo, soy un paradoja viviente. Eso me gusta de paradoja viviente.
Poetry to my situation. Physician, heal
Médico.
thyself.
Correcto.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And
Pues
please,
sí.
call me Edgar.
Ahora tiene las dos cosas de peso por words. No hace falta pedir disculpas. Esto no es divertido. Nos necesitamos mutuamente. Esto.
I'm not some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand we both have something to gain from this relationship.
Very well.
Muy bien.
I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will
Un
require
encargo, a ver.
all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you
Un
mean.
vocero, un político.
That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan.
Discreción.
Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit.
Claro que sí.
Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't
Podemos
miss her.
hacer eso y
Look for
más.
someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Muy bien. Nueva misión. Ok, vamos a ver. Espérenme un segundito. Ay, lo siento, se me cayó algo. A ver, por aquí. Bajamos, subimos, bajamos. Pero que no pare la fiesta. Ok, por aquí. Oh, deja de quererte comer a todo mundo. Vamos para allá. ¿Es ahí?
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough.
Esta es una plaga muy
Now
fuerte.
do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Tienen una forma muy particular los ingleses en hablar. Al igual que los españoles, tío.
It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a vamp.
Nombramiento.
The lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into
Sí, es
thin
una
air.
vampira.
I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed.
Por
Allow
supuesto
me
que
to
un
introduce
día.
myself
Bloody
formally
hell.
this time. My name is Lady Ashbury.
Ashbury.
I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by
Disculpa.
surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
The pleasure
I
is
hope you're more
mine, doctor.
disposed to answer my questions now.
Blah, blah, blah.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer,
Su cubierta.
has been compromised.
A ver. ¿Los pacientes le han dado problemas?
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so
Me
little left
recuerda
to
mucho
live. I do
a-
my best
a
to ease
Fallout
their pain.
4. Lo
The
creo.
world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
Me
I am
sonroja.
simply
Flash.
a
Así se dice
necessary
sonrojar. No
evil.
sabía. Acabas de aprender algo nuevo. Y no estás en la escuela.
Pardon my boldness, your ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for
Un
answers
renacido.
is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need weight.
Blood.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question
Curioso,
you have, but
es lo que les
first,
digo.
prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Estoy aquí
Dr.
para ayudar.
Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks,
Las
I've
semanas
been the
que han
victim
pasado.
of extortion.
¿Extorsión?
I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I
Le
must
están
refuse
extorsionando.
his most recent demands.
What are your expectations? Please
Sí.
be precise.
¿Cuáles son las
As the newly appointed surgeon
expectativas?
of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Who would be so
Blackmail.
foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if
Espíritu
it
afín.
were the case, and I
Espíritu
highly
afín.
doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
Un paciente, una familia.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and
Tradición
hypnotic
mortales
eyes
immortales.
ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid.
Ah, ella no quiere
Violence
matar.
has a tendency to spiral
Una vampira
out
que no
of
quiere
control.
violencia. ¡Wow!
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates.
Si yo fuera él y estuviera
My
escuchando
visits
todo esto, me estuviera
coinciding
muriendo de
with the dates
pánico.
of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Yo me ocuparé de eso.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I
Debería
should start?
comenzar.
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here
Harriet
without
Jones.
her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
Ah, es mujer.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is
Muy
resolved,
bien, hay que subir de
I'll be
nivel
your
eso.
obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Condition. Muy bien. Habla con Harriet en el hospital.
You are going to reveal all your secrets to me, even the darkest thoughts in your heart.
Aquí, a ver.
What? What? What is
¿Qué
this?
es esto?
Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no
Ah,
need
¿por
for
qué?
alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
No, cirujano.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Ah, calme, por favor. Tengo preguntas. Cállese. Calme, por favor. Vamos a ser
Please,
lindos.
calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones?
Harriet Jones.
Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse, or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
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 Blackmail.
Wait. You're investigating something.
Está investigando
This
algo.
isn't
No,
a social call.
es inteligente.
This is a poor sod's vein.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest
Quizás
truth,
sí,
Doctor.
quizás no.
It's
Lo
just the way
disfruto.
it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before
Bitches?
getting you a
Ooh.
blanket.
This game has a potty mouth. Language. Capitán América estuviera
You
muy
seem to know
decepcionado
more
de
about the
ustedes.
goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off they are.
No sobre el
I
error
assure
médico.
you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear
Eso sí tienes
one of the
razón.
nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round.
Nos vemos en la siguiente. Bla, bla, bla. Encuentra la enfermera Pickens Hawkins, Dorothy Crane.
The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
¿Dónde están? ¿A dónde se me escondieron? No están por aquí. Desconocido. La Lady Ash. Las enfermeras. A ver, esta enfermera de aquí. Vamos a hablar con esa enfermera.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced.
Sí, la encontré.
My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr.
Pippa
Jonathan
Hawkins.
Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
A ver... ¿Su vida en Londres? A todos les va a preguntar su vida en Londres. Qué hombre más metiche. Bueno, es parte de la investigación,
How
¿no?
would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The
Grave.
flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
La gripe española no durará para siempre. Y sí, tienes razón.
You
Contrólese.
must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted.
Pues sí,
No one has
obviamente.
any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Bueno, a ver.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse?
Ahora van a hacer una
What if in
película
the
de...
end,
Una
nobody
película,
was
un
spared?
videojuego de eso.
How long have you been a nurse?
Or long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
Pues... Les sorprendería.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Va a haber que va a haber
Sorry, Doctor.
un milagro.
I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
¿Cómo se
Not
llevan
well.
todos?
Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially
De peor
concerning
humor.
doctors.
¿Por
Why
qué?
is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Oh, nueva pista sobre Milton.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Se nota, nomás le gusta vender. Pregunta personal, esto está bloqueado, a lo mejor más adelante va
What can you tell me about the strange
a
man
desbloquearse
visiting one of
con
the
esta y con
nurses
todas las
during her
demás.
shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones.
Harriet
Do not
Jones.
pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
La señorita Jones merece nuestra ayuda. Podría habernos dicho la verdad.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old
Ese hombre
witch will end up
misterioso.
in hell soon enough.
Oye, qué
Cares if
mala.
the nurse finds some happiness where she can.
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her?
Sí.
Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
Oh, qué mala, ¿eh?
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You
Ah,
spoke
sí, ya.
with that old...
Muy bien.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Ya se había repetido. Con Dorothy. Están arriba. Tenemos que también hablar doble con Wint. Rangan. Bueno. Una está por aquí. Ah, aquí está.
Good evening,
Por aquí anda,
Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
por aquí anda rondando.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from very different backgrounds, Doctor.
Pues yo
Just
creo
like
que
the
sí.
patients.
Why does Dr. Tippett's claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't
No se
for him,
platica.
I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Esto se me hace muy intimidante. El
Just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Espero que no.
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did. I know
Lo que
his
hizo.
mistake caused a patient's death.
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brannigan.
Look around you, Dr. Reed. Do you really think we can afford to lose a brilliant practitioner like Dr. Tippett's in our situation?
Bueno, en eso tiene razón. Entiendo lo que eso corrió un gran riesgo.
I can't say I approve of what you did. But as a
Pero
field
sí,
surgeon,
es que es
I know that
entendible, o
some
sea.
situations require you to bend the rules.
I'm not proud of what I've done, but to contain the epidemic must be our priority, so we can't afford to lose Dr. Tippett's.
A mí se me hace que sí le gusta.
I've decided that I won't reveal Dr. Tippett's, shall we say, misdemeanor.
I'm so glad you share my point of view. Dr. Tippett's is a brilliant practitioner.
¿Para
we
qué?
most definitely need his know-how.
Espero
I
que
hope
no
you're
haga
right.
más errores.
This is a huge risk we're taking.
Dr. Tippett's must regain his confidence. Please, keep this decision between you and me. He doesn't need to know you found out.
Muy
Have
bien.
you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
Do you know if any of the
The people who work here...
Ok, aquí.
Have you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
Goodbye,
Bueno.
nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Ok, vamos a ver esto. La pista falló. Calidad de sangre de los ciudadanos. En la medida de su salud. Pista. Oh, ok. Pero algunos no los tengo que matar, ¿no? Muy bien. ¿Está en el sótano o qué? Falta una.
Scour voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Bien. Me gusta este. El ataque del R1 está chilo. ¡Wow! Yo también puedo hacer lo mismo. Listo. Hay otro más por aquí, ¿no? Oh, hay dos. Bien. De un solo golpe los mató.
So, Mr. Hawks and Nurse Hawkins are an item. Those two have hidden their affections well.
Que están escondiendo su romance bien. Encuentra a la enfermera Dorothy. ¿Está en el sótano o qué? Parece que sí. Me voy derechito por aquí. Luego por acá. Salimos del hospital, eso es raro. Encontramos a Dorothy. ¿Es la enfermera? Ah, no.
Please, sir. I need help there.
What's going on?
I'm blind, sir.
¿Está ciego?
I've lost my mate.
Newton.
Can't find him anywhere.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. Please, calm down and give me more details.
Oswald and myself were both infantry, sir. We were en route for the hospital, but we had a disagreement. And Oswald ran off towards the canal.
How long have you been searching for him?
I can't go there. Too many rats by the water.
But the water.
Can't stand them since the war, sir. Can't stand them at all.
Don't be ashamed, Mr. Blight. Many soldiers who survived the trenches suffer from musophobia. I'll see what I can do for your friend.
¿Le tiene miedo a los
What can you tell me about
ratones?
I'm Oswald's best friend. We served in the same regiment, sir. We've taken care of each other since we came back from the front.
What can you tell me about your friend?
His name is Oswald Thatcher. We survived the war together.
Terminamos esto y terminamos el stream.
Oswald is nervous and quite fragile since we came back from the war.
Estrés postraumático.
This is a dangerous part of town. What are you doing here?
We were looking for the Pembroke Hospital.
Está arriba.
We both need help. Treatment, I mean. To get some sleep. Just need to feel better, sir.
Necesitan sentirse mejor.
Where was your friend the last time you saw him?
He went down by the canal. He didn't want to go to the hospital. I think he went to the sewers on purpose. So I couldn't go after him.
I have all the information I need for now. If I find anything out about your friend, I'll let you know as soon as I can.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Bien, encuentra... ¿Dónde está?
It's locked.
Sí, está cerrado. Definitivamente. ¿Qué pedo? ¿Por qué no puedo atravesar? Si están a salvo. Ah, tengo que ir por allá. Creo que la doctora Dorothy se va a ir. La enfermera que... Por aquí, por aquí. Oh, oh. No me lo esperaba esto. Bien, uno menos. Dame tu sangre. Bien. Dame sangre. Bien. Tiene 13. No me había dado cuenta. Por aquí. No, me deja pasar. No entiendo. ¿Cómo puedo entrar o así? Porque ahí es donde tengo que estar. Donde tengo que ir. Bueno, pues vamos a otra vez a dar la vuelta.
Relax. Don't worry, we're safe. Don't worry, we're safe. Don't worry, we're safe.
I cannot enter.
We've dodged death so many times. Oswald,
Don't worry,
you can't
we're
just
safe.
die like this.
No one is here. Relax.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Vamos a investigar, a ver. Ah, me huele a boss fight. Ese grito no me gustó. Y ese bla 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 tampoco.
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
Esa es una puerta de salida. Vamos a eliminar a este. Venga, sangre. Listo. Pues espérate. Ok. Vamos a ver esto. No llores, ya llegué, ya llegué. Eres libre.
Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must
get
calm
out.
down
To get
first.
out.
Please, take a deep breath and
To
tell
get
me
to
your
the
name.
chopper.
Okay, I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
Mr. Thatcher, your friend Newton sent me to help you. Do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do.
Muy bien, nos vamos. Sin querer lo encontramos. Ahora vamos por el otro. Esto parece que se va a poner feo. Oh, es de carga. Demonios, demonios, demonios.
What sort of creature is this?
Es un hombre lobo. O león. Pero tiene los mismos poderes de teletransportación. Y bienvenidos al stream, amigos. Estamos en el pleno boss fight. Espero les esté gustando hasta ahorita. A punto de terminar este stream. Listo. Cayó.
Here's what's left of him. Not a lot.
No mucho.
Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
Bueno. Pues parece que el misterio es con la enfermera Crane. Y pues lo dejaremos aquí hasta aquí y nos vamos a Twitch para que me acompañen a ver a Plague Innocence. Es Ersam48 oficial para los que no saben. También lo voy a poner en este momento en la descripción para que se vayan para allá. En unos minutos vamos a estar ahí. Nos vemos y gracias por acompañarme en este stream.